what if the key to manifest what you want is letting go? What if you let go your attachments, your expectations, right? The need to control. If you let it go, that you finally can receive what you want. You can finally manifest what you want. And yes, some people might think, okay, how the fuck should that work, right? Now, in this video, I will explain to you how it really works so that you understand it and you can use that. And you can, of course, manifest what you want, because once you let go it, you will get it. So you have to understand, humans have a lot of expectations. And people think these expectations are good. But in reality, what happens is the more expectations you have, the more it creates separation. So that's one thing that you need to remember. Expectation creates separation from reality. Okay? Because if you have expectations, you are actually disconnected from reality in this moment. And it means if something doesn't go your way, you feel disappointed and bad. And if you feel bad, you have a low vibrational state, right? You have a low vibrational state that drags you down, and this manifests your old reality. So the more expectations you have, the easier you are to disappoint. Okay? If you have expectations about how things should work, how people should reply to you, how your bank account should look like, all of these things at the end are some form of expectations, can lead to anger, frustration, or something else. Right? And that means, you simply need at the start to understand this rule. And the more you, what happens now, first of all, if you let go of expectations? So what is now the difference? So without expectations, you'll be more in the flow, or you could accept things more as they are, even if they are painful, right? Like if someone doesn't reply in the way who you want, or you don't get the clients the way who you want, but you don't fall back in the low vibrational state, and this low vibrational state will manifest your old reality. So you're not separated from reality, right? You don't fall back to your old self. You can see things as they are. You don't try to resist that. And this is the key. That means you can just act from the state of your ideal self, right? You can be connected with reality rather than separated from it. This is why if you let go of these things, right, that are usually subconscious or subtle expectations, this is why you will receive your goal, you will get your goal faster. On the other hand, of course, if your expectations are broken, you start to also beat yourself up, right? So your thought energy and your emotional energy start to get negative, what makes the gap even bigger, even if you try to act more. So if you act, then you need to do it without expectation. So, okay, what can you do now to resolve that, to make this difference, to make the shift? So to make this shift, there's one thing that is necessary to do, and this is an exercise. This is an exercise. And this is that you first write down. So first of all, okay, why do you want to manifest what you want to manifest? Write it just down in 1 or 2 sentences. Okay. And after that, you write down, okay, what will be the worst case scenario? So when you lose it, when things go completely wrong. Okay, like the worst case. You can do it even with small goals if they're bothering you a lot. You don't have to do it with big goals, right? So you can just choose one goal that you want to achieve next. Can be in a couple of months, or can be at the end of the year, right? And so what you do then, after you have wrote down, okay, how the worst case scenario would look like, and you should also write down how you feel then you try to visualize this worst case scenario. And the goal here is not to feel good. The goal here is to accept this worst case scenario. So you meditate on it and you allow this to happen. So you accept in worst case, things won't go my way, and the things that I'm actually afraid the most could happen. And by doing this now, by feeling it, by giving it time, you need to pause the video if you want to do it, because it needs proper time. You need to sit with it, okay? Need to sit with it for as long as it takes. And you can do this a couple of times. I don't recommend you to do it every day, okay? You can do it like every couple of weeks or one time per month, a couple of times, okay? So just do it 1 or 2 times and do it truly. So just to sit with this emotion, with this worst case scenario, allow it to happen. Allow this feeling to go through it. If you won't get the things that you want, right? By doing this, you let go of your attachment towards it. So your expectations start to reduce, right? Your expectations start to reduce, and then you resist reality less, because as I said, expectation creates separation, okay, from reality. So you have less separation from reality and can now act more aligned with it. And the other thing that you can do is simply being conscious. So observing your expectations also consciously, rather than trying to resist them over the day, you know? This is like a long-term strategy. The other ones that I just told you is one that works immediately, right after you have sit with your emotions. Both are necessary. Okay, so you observe your expectations, and rather than beating yourself up, for example, you just feel them, right? You just observe this reaction. Something has happened. This is not you. You become conscious of it. And the third thing that you can do about the expectations is to have like a plan B. So you don't over focus on just one option. You also don't over focus on just one person, for example, or just one way, right? So if you want, for example, get out of the job and make a business, then you still have a plan B. You still have a job right now, or you have a lot of money accumulated. So you have a lot of savings just in case, right? So because if you feel like there's too much risk, this creates even more expectations that things should go right, right? If you sit sometimes too much everything on one card or one person, you're even more disappointed. So instead, you create a plan B. You focus on other options. Also mentally, you focus on other things, on other ways, or to do things maybe not necessarily like other type of businesses, but do things in a different way. So create a plan B for everything, for every of your goal. Even if you actually want the plan A to succeed, and yes, probably it will succeed, you just do it to reduce your attachment. If you just over focus on one way of thinking, on one goal, you create more attachment. You will have more expectations, and then it will be harder for you, because expectations create separation. Okay? So have a plan B. And like I said, the last thing is also to focus on different options, right? Having at least the other options in mind, even if you don't use them, being open for that. This reduces your attachment. So these are the things that you can do, right? Visualizing your worst case scenario, living consciously, creating a plan B, focus on different options, and also doing it mentally, right? Not just physically. And by doing this, you let go of these expectations. You can act like your ideal self. It is way more effortless to get what you want. You manifest what you want in the most effortless way, instead of resisting reality. And yeah, I hope this video helped you. Comment below, right? What was the lesson for you in this video? Or what do you want to see next time? And see ya. Bye bye.